Okay, I was asked a question about finding the specified area using the chart from our z-scores, and you just have to keep in mind a couple of things. And the number one thing to keep in mind is that a z-score and the area under the curve are related, but they're not the same thing. The z-score is the number of standard deviations from the mean. And it does have positive values and negative values. So you have to keep that in mind. If you're to the right, if you look at a normal distribution, draw in, here's our mean. Normal distribution goes up to here, comes down here, supposed to be symmetric. Here's your mean. If you are to the left of the mean, that means you have a negative standard deviations from the mean. And if you're to the right, you have positive standard deviations from the mean. So you will have a table that has both the negative scores and the positive scores. In addition, if the table will specify, not if, the table will specify which area under the curve is represented on the table. Okay, and again, the area under the curve is determined by the z-score, the number of standard deviations. If you think back to the empirical rule, if you have a normal distribution and you go out one standard deviation, maybe one sigma for standard deviation, and positive one standard deviation, this area right in here comes out to be 0.6800, which are roughly 68% of the data is found in there. And that's the whole concept of the z-scores and the area under the curve. So, when we're looking at where our z-score is on the table, and the problem that was asked specifically in this case was z equals 0.046, or 0.46, sorry about that. And you want to find the area to the right. Well, if you start out with the total area under the normal distribution is 1, or 100% of the data is found there, then to find the area to the right, we have to look at our table. And let me get down here where you can see it. Notice it says areas to the left of z when z is positive. Okay, so the area to the left. Well, if I'm looking at z is 0.46, that's going to be about a half a standard deviation, and it is to the positive side. So that's going to be right there. So this is going to be my z equals 0.46. Now the table gives us the area to the left, which is over here. We need the area to the right according to the question. So the value is bigger than our z-score. So if the total area is 1, the area to the right has to be 1 minus the area to the left. And that's how we're going to do this. So the area to the right for us equals 1 minus area to the left. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at our table. And if we look, we've got the two tables. You have the area with a, let's see, this is z is negative. So notice these values are going to be very small because you're way over on the left end of the normal distribution. So we need to get over here and find where z is positive. And so what we have to do is we look at our table. We found our tenths place, our 0.4 here, that's going to be this row. And our 0.06 is in the column, so where those column and row intersect, we get a value of 0.6773. So that's the area under the curve. So for this one, the area to the left is 0.6773. So the area to the right equals 1 minus 0.6773, which comes out to be 0.3228, and that is the solution that the question is looking for.